And welcome back to Todd Teaches CDO. Today I'm going to show you how to unlock Dragon Mark feats. Actually not terribly difficult, but you do need to be able to get to the marketplace. So right now you can see we're in the northern part of the marketplace, right next to the auction house and the, what is this guy? Restless Isles transporter, who apparently moved from where he used to be.
He's been there for a little while.
So anyway, we are here next to Lucania. She gives us the Hall of the Mark quest. Talk to her. You there. Yes. I believe your blood might be pure enough for a dragon mark. The bloodlines of the great houses may manifest dragon marks of great power. If you prove your knowledge of dragon marks, I will determine if you are one of the chosen. Step into the Hall of the Mark, human, and allow me to explore your destiny. So I will meet you at the Hall of the Mark and prove my knowledge of dragon marks. So you've got to get this Mark of the Dragon quest, and it's right here, Hall of the Mark. So we're going to enter Hall of the Mark. This is how we are able to get our dragon marks and unlock that feat line. It's a solo quest, so you can't be in a party, you got to be by yourself. There's no XP, so it doesn't matter what level you actually do this on, although if you're going to do dragon mark feats, the earlier the better, because I think that there's a chain of 3 feats that you can get to unlock the full potential of a dragon mark. So we're going to go ahead and enter. So in this quest, it's really not much of a quest. You've got several scrolls around the outside that correspond to the different dragon marks that you can take. If you talk to Lucania, Arganesson has a keen interest in dragon marks borne by adventurers here in Stormreach. I shall ask you some questions about the history of dragon marks. If you prove your knowledge, then we shall explore your ability to manifest one. So when you're ready, you click I'm ready, or if you're not quite ready, wait, I need to learn more before we begin. The hall contains the knowledge that the dragons of Arganesson have acquired about dragon marks. Feel free to peruse it and return to me when you are ready. So that's what these different scrolls are. Each one tells you a bit about the dragon mark. You can read about each one. The Mark of Making is worn by humans of House Cannith. Formed 2,500 years ago, alchemists, artificers, blah blah blah. So you can go through and read all of them. It tells you what the different dragon marks give you. So the least, that's the first feat that you would take. The discovery of the bloodline of House Cannith bestows a +2 bonus to your repair skill. Additionally, bearers gain the ability to cast repair light damage as a spell-like ability. The lesser dragon mark, increased power of your dragon mark allows you to cast repair serious damage as a spell-like ability. And finally, Greater Dragon Mark bestows the ability to cast Reconstruct as a spell-like ability. So honestly, because it can only be given to humans, you'd only really want to even take that if you were in a party or guild with lots of Warforged that you were going to run with regularly, and then it might be useful to take. Honestly, I'm not really sure what else that Mark of Making will do for you. Then we have the Mark of the Sentinel. Appears on the humans of House Deneath. So, defenders and blade marks. So this is a little bit to your, let's see, so the least gives you +2 to your Intimidate skill, and you get cast Shield of Faith like a spell-like ability. Lesser gives you Protection from Energy as a spell-like ability. And then the Greater gives you the ability to cast Globe of Invulnerability as a spell-like ability. If you're a caster, that could be good, especially that Globe of Invulnerability. That's pretty cool. But again, in my opinion, none of the dragon marks are really worth the 3 feats they take to get that greatest one, but you know, you can do some pretty interesting things with them. Mark of Warding is for dwarves of House Kundarok. The least dragon marks give you +2 to search, and you get the ability to cast Fire Trap as a spell-like ability. Lesser dragon mark allows you to cast Glyph of Warding as a spell-like ability. And finally, Greater dragon mark gives you Glyph of Warding, a Greater Glyph of Warding as a spell-like ability. And we'll go back over here, look at the Mark of Healing. So, born by halflings of House Jarasco. +2 to your heal skill, And Cure Light Wounds is a spell-like ability. For the Lesser Dragon Mark, you get Cure Serious Wounds as a spell-like ability. And for the Greater Dragon Mark, you get Heal as a spell-like ability. So not bad, I guess, if you wanted to get some heal to supplement whatever you are. Mark of Passage. So this is Humans of House Orion. The Least Dragon Marks gives you +2 to balance, and it lets you cast Expeditious Retreat. Lesser Dragon Mark gives you Dimension Door as a spell-like ability. And then finally, the Greater Dragon Mark gives you Teleport as a spell-like ability. Those actually aren't terrible. If you want a way to be able to travel quickly, that's not the worst way to go. Although again, 3 feet slots is a lot for just a little bit. Mark of Shadow is Elves of House Fjarlin. Least Dragon Mark gives you +2 to hide and cast Invisibility as a spell-like ability. Lesser gives you Displacement as a spell-like ability, and the Greater gives you Shadow Walk as a spell-like ability. So anyway, those are all the different dragon marks that they have in the game and the different feats that they can give you. I didn't read through all the information they give you, but if you read through it, it gives you the information you need to answer the questions that Locania has for you. When you talk to her, she'll randomly select a few of the questions. I recommend, just to do this quickly, you can pull up the DDO wiki where all of these videos are being posted on each quest, and you can look at all the different questions and the answers. So that's what I'm doing here to answer these. So the first one that she asked this time is Greater Mark of Passage grant. Well, if you look, Greater Mark of Passage, that was the one that we saw was the transport, and so the greater one was your teleport. Which skill does the Mark of Making improve? So the Mark of Making, that was the one where again you want to be helping Warforged, so that would be repairing. Which race wears the Mark of Healing? So the Mark of Healing, that was our House Jorasco, and Mark of Healing would have been the Halflings. And which now lost mark appeared with the Mark of Shadows? So the Mark of Shadows, if you read through that one a little bit more closely, you find that the Mark of Death appeared with the Mark of Shadows. Which house created the Lightning Rail and the Warforged? So because that's transport and it's Warforged, you would find that that would be House Cannith. Where did House Jorasco finally settle? So House Jorasco, that was with the healing and the halflings, and House Jorasco finally settled in Karrnath. So you answer several questions, and once you've done it successfully, you have demonstrated your knowledge. Now I shall delve into the prophecy and learn whether you may bear a dragon mark. Yes, yes, your bloodline traces back true. You most certainly have the potential to manifest a dragon mark. You can wait for it to manifest naturally, or you may coax it to appear early. If that is what you wish, seek out a mind flayer named Fred in House Jorasco Enclave. He has the ability to make your other latent talents manifest as well. So Fred in House Jorasco, which if you watch our reincarnation video we went and talked to, he allows you to switch out feats. So thank you, Locania. So now you have the ability to unlock dragon marks as feats when you level. So go ahead and exit. So that is how you manage to get the dragon marks as possible feats. Check it out. Make sure you do some research on those first, because again, in my opinion, they're not powerful enough to make it worth taking feat slots for, but you know, you might be able to do something interesting with them. So check it out and see if that's something you might want to do. Until next time, play games, have fun, and we'll see ya.